And I'm Nancy.
And this is another episode of Flippin' About. And today's episode I will be cooking mung beans, or in Filipino we call it Munggo. So mung beans, but mine is with American twist because I'll add quinoa, which is a grain that they use here as a staple. And I'll put coconut milk and spinach.
That's going to be like a very healthy dish.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
You know, that's fully loaded already, and it's all vegetarian, right?
Yeah, it's all vegetarian. Yeah.
Well, okay, I'll go vegetarian today. I'm going to make a dessert. Everybody knows this in the Philippines. It's ginataang munggo, and it is toasted munggo. So people didn't know that you can actually toast it until it becomes black, and it has a very an almost beefy aroma, or like coffee, a light coffee, right?
Yeah.
So this is going to be again also in coconut milk with sweet potato. A very nice, simple, comfort food, especially for the coming cold months. And it will be with arborio rice and coconut milk. Watch us!
Okay. I will be cooking. Thank you. So I'll be cooking the mung beans or munggo. So because this is a little tough, you have to soak it at least 30 minutes if you can. So I started with 1 cup, but because of the water, it absorbed the water, so it's like right now it expanded, so it's a little over like 1.5 cups. And the quinoa, you have to look at the packaging how long this cooks, but I'll cook it after because this one takes longer to cook. And of course salt, a little sugar, pepper, and for flavoring shallots and garlic, and water. This one is for the mung bean when I start boiling it, and this one is the coconut cream. And of course lastly, because this wilts really fast, I add this in the at the very end. Okay, so I heated the pan already, so I usually start with the garlic. So I'll just brown this a bit, or I'll just make sure that the flavors are infused into the oil. So I'll start with this one first. So I know you guys can't smell it. It's not a smell-o-vision, but this really smells good. And I decided to use like more bigger slices because I like the flavor. And definitely the mung beans needs more flavor. So this one has, okay, I'll add the shallots now. So I like shallots instead of the regular onions because shallots has it's packed with more flavor and it smells better as well. Yeah, and it's also sweeter. There you go. So I'll just let this brown for a bit. If you can control the heat, you should. Okay, I'll just make sure that the oil is infused with all that goodness. And since this is olive oil, you can definitely add more if you want, because it doesn't hurt. So you can buy this at a regular grocery store. This one is at an Asian store. It's called mung bean and it's round, but the one that I got for today is same one, but it's split in half. So it's the split mung bean. So now, okay, I will add the beans. So make sure to scrape all of it. So the thing is, if you do not put this in water before you cook it, it will take a very long time. If you have a pressure cooker, definitely you can use that one. So I'm just gonna add water So maybe a half cup. We'll add more later. And this is where you can add. Okay, so you can definitely add more water, and this is where you introduce other flavors. Definitely you have to put salt because mung beans itself is bland. Okay, so you definitely add more water if you can. Make sure it's soaked there, and you scoop out the flavors from underneath from the garlic and the shallots, and that's when you introduce the salt. So add a little bit of salt if you want more salty, and remember that the mung bean itself, it's very bland. It doesn't have a taste at all. Add this one, pepper. So I like more peppery taste, and just for a little contrast, you can add some sugar. Okay. So when you see this boiling now, so because I pre-soaked this earlier, so since I pre-soaked this earlier, so it cooks much faster. And this one is less than a cup, maybe 3/4 cup. And this is, I will introduce now the coconut milk, which will add more flavor. So, okay, I'll just mix this all up. Maybe I'll cook this for 10 minutes, and after that, I'll cook, when it starts boiling, I'll cook the quinoa. And the quinoa, depending on the packaging, can take up to 10 minutes to cook. Okay. So you have to taste the mung bean if you like the flavor. This will take maybe 10 more minutes. So this has been cooking for over 5 minutes now. I will introduce pepper, pepper flakes, and then this would be the right time to add the quinoa so that it cooks together with the mung bean. I just wanted the mung bean to cook ahead. So here. So this one will add more fiber into this meal. Also, the quinoa absorbs flavor. Okay, you can add more salt, and you can actually, since we still have a little bit of the coconut milk left, spin it. Okay. Since this has been diluted a bit, we'll add salt later on. It really depends if you want it more salty, if you want it more sweet. So we can add this later, and we can cover this and cook this for 10 more minutes until the quinoa and the mung beans are they're cooked, and then we'll add the spinach. Spinach is easy, it just wilts. So this one is cooked already, and lower the heat. And if you want to add more pepper and salt, if you want, and if you want to add more water, but this one is pre-washed spinach. You just put and make it wilt and cover it a bit, and this will be ready to serve. Just wait for the spinach to wilt. Okay. So make sure that after you've covered it, that it's wilted, and then you can just move it like that. Okay, and see, the spinach really cooks fast, and you can stop the heat and you can serve it. So this is gonna be the Munggo or mung beans with the quinoa. It's a very healthy dish.
The lovers of Filipino food or future converts to Filipino cuisine, I'm doing a very popular home-style porridge, which is actually coconut milk based, and using again just like what Jenny used. These are the cracked Monggo beans, which is actually another good source of protein. Together with that, I'll have sweet potato and arborio rice or sweet rice or anything sticky rice that you can use. This is just a very simple dish, but there are techniques that you can learn. First and foremost is on high heat, you will be toasting your Monggo beans. In the olden times, there were no split beans was not yet so available, so they would have the whole beans, and then when it turns black, they would put it on a straw or a bamboo mat like a bistay or bilao, and then crack it so that the skins will separate like a shave, and then they'll just get the beans per se. But now, modern times, it's made more convenient. So once you have cooked the beans, you should wait for them to get this toasted, like that. Okay? So it will take about, let's say, 10 minutes of doing this. But we will proceed now with another technique. So I'm going to set this aside because I already have my toasted Monggo beans. I'm again going back to my heat, and I'm going to toast my arborio rice. Arborio rice is what I had, very convenient because I cook a lot of paella. But sweet rice, because the reason why I use arborio rice is because I have a small amount. But sweet rice, always when you buy it in the groceries, it's always in big sacks. So you know, I didn't want to use up a lot of sweet rice unless I'm really going to do suman or bibingka or flour or things like that. So you cook you can see that it's pearly white. You will wait until it becomes very chalky white, which means that the grains have been cooked. Meanwhile, of course, always pay attention to this. And oh yeah, I forgot. When you want to toast something quickly, do not use a Teflon or a lined pan because it will take just a little longer. This one is already a stainless steel heavy little pan that will cook faster because there's no lining, right? So in here, we're going to cook our milk. And as my Bicolano friends would say, bring your coconut milk, coconut cream, whatever, coconut, first to a good boil. Alright, so my rice has already been turning cooked and golden in some parts. I don't want it to cook any further. What I'm trying to achieve is a smoky flavor that will add to my rice and to the smoky or coffee-like flavor of the Monggo beans. You know, by itself, Monggo beans are healthy, and they have a very unique taste. You know, it's not beefy, but it's very nutty. So with the combination of my rice and my beans, I'm going to also add, just for color, sweet potato. Let me put my sweet potatoes there ahead. And everything will supposedly cook, hopefully all at the same time, making a thick porridge. And lastly, some of my toasted Monggo beans. Sugar, about 2 tablespoons to half a cup, and I added more water to my coconut milk, and salt. So just waiting for this. You can do so many other things. Just make sure that once it boils, do not cover it until it starts to boil. Okay? Or better, just to be sure, you know what Bicolans say, do not cover your pan whenever you're cooking coconut milk or coconut cream, so that it will not spoil right away. In the Philippines, you know, the weather is very humid. It can easily cause the coconut to spoil, right? So once it starts to boil, I just let it boil and wait for it to cook and give me a very wonderful merienda. Okay. And you know what? I can smell the smokiness of the burnt, toasted Monggo beans. I just don't want to add more to it. It's very strong. So once it has boiled, you can lower the heat to medium, but just keep cooking. So what's important is that you have to cook your coconut cream or coconut milk thoroughly, right? Let me just peep and see. Now guys, on the other hand, if you want to make this not a sweet dish but a savory dish, you can already add vegetables again. You can add alugbati, but only alugbati only. Like, you know, hi there, hello, goodbye. Put there, remove. Or what Jenny did, she added spinach. Or you can add other kinds of vegetables, but preferably leafy greens to add to this. Maybe silly or chili leaves would also be good if you want it to be savory. One little trivia on Monggo beans. Monggo beans is traditionally the dish Monggo soup with alugbati or ampalaya leaves is a traditional porridge every Friday in Quiapo. So you know Quiapo is in Manila. And why? Because I don't know. I don't really know. I have to find out the real reason. But what I remember is when a teacher wants to punish a student at the time, they make that student kneel on Monggo beans. Wow, that hurts. But that was in the 50s. I think if ever it was done here in the US, Jenny, what do you think? They would already call, what do you call that?
911.
Huh? 911? Oh my gosh, yeah. Anyway, that's a trivia about Monggo. My porridge, ginataang munggo, has thickened. And you can see there's a variety of textures because you have the mushy kamote or sweet potato, and then the chewy arborio rice, and the biteful Monggo. So let's give it a try. All right. It has a smoky aroma, really nice, very comforting on a hot day or on a cold day. Ooh, heavy dishes that are nutritious, filling, budget friendly, and easy to cook. How else can you be happy with cooking that way? So we have Jenny's Monggo, Quinoa, Spinach porridge cooked in coconut milk, which we will try now.
Oh yeah.
We're sharing. I like it. I like the look.
Very good.
You know what? Olive oil. A little lemon. For me,
You can add lemon on mine
and
to wake it up.
patis. That makes it for me very Pinoy.
So patis is fish sauce.
Yeah. Wow. You want to try my version?
Yeah.
Okay. See? When we added the olive oil, it even added an extra flavor, right?
It woke it up.
And then with lemon and patis, wow. This is an ulam.
It is.
Mm.
It's really good.
And as if we're not yet full, but we are. Here's the dish I made. A porridge made out of there. Can you see the color? Can they see the color? The orange of the sweet potato, the black of the Monggo beans, and the white of the arborio rice, cooked in coconut milk. Remember the techniques I told you that I learned also from my Bicolana friends, that you have to cook the coconut milk thoroughly without any cover. Cook it for 5 to 10 minutes, right? Whether it's canned and more so if it's fresh. So we are to taste it. Actually, the smell alone is very smoky, right?
It's good.
This is comfort food for cold or hot weather, good or bad mood. This will work.
Yeah, I really like the Munggo. It adds like a texture and smoky flavor.
Good idea, Jenny,
Yeah.
for choosing Monggo for this episode.
Yeah, I never knew that you could use Munggo like this as a dessert. You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that you can even burn it. So anyway, don't forget, just to make this different, add your sweet kamote and also toast your rice. Sweet rice, arborio rice, malagkit rice, whatever. And always do it separately. Don't do it together, rice and Munggo. No. Let the Munggo have its own flavor, let the rice have its own smoky taste, and then combine them all into very neutral and very forgiving coconut milk. Thank you for watching this episode.
And if you like this, please click on like and subscribe so we can make more episodes like this one. Thank you very much.
Thank you and keep watching Flipping About Toast.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. Till next time.